Okay, we are live.
All right.
Welcome,
Hello, everyone.
welcome to the internet. Yeah, looks like we're rocking and rolling here. So we'll get started.
All right.
Oh, I even got my email reminding me that I'm actually online right now.
Oh.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
got a
well,
notification.
welcome back, everybody. Here we are at the last episode of the series, the Winter Slumber live stream series that I can't believe is already. This is it. We're already at the end. It seems like just yesterday I was reaching out to you and asking you
yeah.
if you wanted to join me in March. That was a long time ago.
No, I was like, you meant March, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I can't believe it. This
No.
is already number 6. So
Yes.
welcome back, everybody. Welcome, Jason. So for those of you who don't know, he and I just met like right now, a couple minutes ago for the first time. So if you could just kick it off by giving us a quick synopsis of who you are and what you're up to.
Well, my name is Jason O'Young, and I run the Mediocre Mountain Biker channel. I think I started it. I don't know when I started. 2014, maybe.
Wow. Okay.
So I've been around. Just haven't really gotten totally into it, but yeah, my channel is more about travels and trails, and I throw some funny stuff in there. Did a couple races. I got that in there.
Yeah.
Just kind of the whole gamut of everything. Bike reviews, gear reviews. Those aren't really my bag, but I mean, I've done a couple, and those videos seem to do good. But I don't really get that much joy out of making those kind of videos. I like the riding videos, and I really like the funny videos.
Yeah.
I like traveling too.
And my takeaway from the videos that I've seen and your channel as a whole is it's pretty laid back, which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
Like it laid back, and there's a good bit of comedy in there, which I really appreciate too, because so many people take themselves way too seriously.
Oh yeah.
And I try to do the same. Just try to bring in as much comedy and realism as possible without trying to make it look too polished. But that's definitely something I noticed about yours. But
yeah.
And you're located, you said in Illinois. I'm not going to hold it against you, but I know that you're from Illinois.
Yes. South suburbs of Chicago, southwest suburbs, Tinley Park. So
yeah,
we're down here.
As a Wisconsinite, we are predetermined to not like each other. So I'm glad that we're breaking down some barriers today. It's important.
I did grow up far north Illinois, almost Wisconsin, but it's still Illinois.
So. Yeah. Well, and just to reiterate what this whole series was about for me, it was kind of trying to find a way to keep things rolling and keep some engagement going over the winter. Try to maybe create some content that might be good for people while they're on their trainers, because as we know, sitting on a trainer, even with Zwift, it can get pretty boring. So
I still don't have a trainer.
No? Wow, good for you. You have been out riding. Seems like from what I could tell on your Insta stories, you've been outside quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I've been riding. I've been going to the gym a lot. My riding buddy Dale, he has a pretty good gym membership where you can bring a guest every time. So I go with him to the gym. We've been doing a lot of spin classes.
So that's a really good question. So. Yeah, as an actual, I mean, you are an actual cyclist, right? So what is, from an actual cyclist perspective, how do you like spin class? I've always wondered that.
It's a little bit of torture.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fun. Each instructor is a little different. Like we have one that can't quite do things to the beat, because I got lost one time and I'm watching the instructor. It's like,
yeah,
she doesn't know the beat either.
Right.
Or one instructor likes to do a lot of push-ups. That's Linda. In case you're watching, Linda. And then there's another one that likes to stand a lot, which that one was painful. But
I imagine. But as a cyclist, do you have an advantage? Like, do you think you're any better than the people that are in the class that are not cyclists?
I don't think so. A lot of the people in there, they're way into it.
Yeah.
I think they've probably been going for quite a while.
Okay.
I'm just there to get my miles in.
Yeah, in my fairy tale mind, I assume that, like me being a cyclist, if I go to a spin class, I'm just going to crush it, but it's probably not. not the
Yeah,
case.
it's probably akin to like a roadie trying mountain biking. It's like,
Oh, okay. That does
or
sound
vice
sounds
versa.
dangerous.
Yeah,
Actually, it sounds
it's like,
dangerous.
oh, I can ride a bike. This should be easy. It's like, nope,
Yeah,
it's a little different.
yeah, yeah. So I'm excited to kind of dip a little south because we've been most of these streams have been either from where I'm at in Racine or north. So
Mhm.
it's good to like I said, I it was important to me to kind of look at the Midwest and just
Oh yeah.
pick people that I found interesting to me. And your channel was one of the first when I first started watching, really getting into watching YouTube, especially mountain bike channels. Yours popped up, and so I've been watching yours for a little while now. So
All right.
it's cool
Cool.
to
Yeah. Thanks for
cool
watching.
for all this to come full circle, you know. So how long you been riding bikes, and how did you make the transition into actually
Boy.
making videos?
Oh, let me think here. So I did when I lived up north. I used to, I guess, mountain bike back then. I had,
Okay.
Trek 26er, full rigid. I think it was not even a Trek 6000 or 8000. It's when they were named like that.
Yep. Yep.
I lived in Grays Lake. I know a previous guest of yours also grew up in Grays Lake.
Yeah. Yep.
So I used to ride in Kettle Moraine a lot.
Yep.
No helmet, of course.
Of course. Yeah.
And
Cigarette, right?
yeah,
Jeans and
no
a
helmet,
tank top.
no padded
Yeah.
short. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Of
just
course.
I was dumb kid.
That's
It's like,
yeah.
oh, let's go ride some trails.
Common story. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that had to be
So
like late '90s or mid to late '90s.
it would have been mid to late 90s.
Okay.
And then I grew up, went to college, got a job, and all this mountain biking stuff fell to the wayside.
Yeah.
I got married, I had a daughter. I was like, okay, what new hobby could I start up?
Yeah.
So I got into autocross for a little bit.
Oh,
If you know
cool.
what that is.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I did that for like 2.5 years. It's kind of a big time suck. And
Oh yeah.
I
Money,
had a growing
time, money.
family,
Yeah.
and money suck. So
Yeah.
it's like I need to find a different hobby. So I think, okay, drag the old mountain bike out.
Yep.
Started riding again. Immediately found out I had a cracked frame.
Oh, great.
This was on
That's a
my
good start.
GT RTS. It's hanging up there.
Cool.
So it's like, okay, I need a new bike.
Mm-hmm.
So this was right when 29ers were coming in. It's like, do you get a 29er? Do I get a 26er? So I got a pretty good deal on a used 26er. Started riding that. Making this way too long.
Well, we know when you started riding, but when did you first pick up a camera and bring it on the trails with you?
Let me think here. I think
How like did someone inspire you to do that, or did you just came up with that on your own?
What I found was I think I just came up with it on my own.
Yeah.
My profession, I'm a mechanical engineer. So I'm like, okay, maybe there's some things that need explaining on the internet that I never found. So I, do a search. I was like, there's nobody explaining how this thing works.
Right.
So I did a short video on it. It's terrible, as all our early videos are.
Early stuff. Yeah, no kidding. It's cringy. My stuff's real cringy. But
this is actually a video that's, I think it's my number one video for a long time. Because I don't think there's anyone else that really did a video. It was about how the DT Swiss RWS skewer works.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
So I did a little, how it works. It's not really ratcheting. Back then it was called the ratcheting wheel skewer.
Yeah.
I don't know what they call it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
R is
a
different word.
Yeah.
But, and then, that kind of transitioned into, I think that was with my phone. It's like, okay, let's get a camera I can wear.
Sure.
I think this is when, Nate Hills, and then I know BKXE started. I think it started about the same time, but right to the gimbal and the action camera.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I started doing some of that, and there's no real videos of my home trails, not good videos. They're all, GoPro in the waterproof case. So you hear it rattling around.
Yep.
It's like
Oh,
I
the
can't
underwater
stand it.
sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yep.
was your? Do you remember what your first GoPro was? What number was it?
Actually, I could not afford a GoPro. I bought
Okay.
the knockoff, the SJ
Oh yeah.
Cam. It was
Yeah.
the SJ7 Star. It was actually pretty decent, but the UI was super clunky. It's like you
Yeah.
tap the screen and it would
Sure.
maybe react.
Mm-hmm.
I think I ran that for 2 years. Then I ran a gimbal though. I had the Evo SS gimbal.
Oh, really? You wrote around with the gimbal on, huh?
Oh yeah.
I never tried that. That seemed like a
I
lot.
do
A lot of
not miss
screwing
the
around.
gimbal at all.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, I have
um,
a couple of gimbals, and
okay.
I thought about. I mean, there was certainly a time where I thought I would ride with a gimbal because that was the best. That was the best product.
Yeah.
Never got into it, but I think my original GoPros are all up here. I think my
Okay.
original
Oh,
one is
nice.
like a 4 or something.
Yeah, the Hero 4 Black was the standard, which is
That was a great camera.
that's what I
Great camera. It's
switched
still a
to.
good camera.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
still have it. I run it with I use the Evo SS gimbal, that camera, and I'll put it on a painter's pole for like when I do
Ah,
events.
yeah,
Like
that's good. That's a good idea.
like our local event down here is the Meltdown. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
But I got the GoPro Hero 4 Black after. Well, no, not right after. Basically, I still had the SJ Cam. We were in Brown County, Lime Kiln,
Good
before
trail.
they added the second one. There's one
Mm-hmm.
big rock slab you can ride over near the
Mm-hmm.
beginning. And I totally ate it on that. It was wet and slippery. Wheel
Yep.
went on there, and I smashed the rear
Oh man.
screen. It still
Yeah.
worked, just not as
That
well.
sucks. Were you one of one of the things I appreciate the most about you is that you still ride a single speed?
Oh
Because
yeah.
I still have a single speed, but it's hasn't been ridden in quite some time. But I think like in what I would consider like the renaissance of my mountain biking, like before I was filming, but I was actually really becoming a good rider,
Mhm.
is on a single speed, steel
Oh
rigid
yeah.
single speed, and a 29er, and I know that's what yours is, a 29er too, right?
Yeah, it's a steel rigid right now.
Yeah.
Right now it's rigid. I have a suspension fork. I ran for a little bit. I ran that in at Wausau 24.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I can't imagine going rigid on those trails.
No, especially for 24 hours.
Yes. Yeah, I have so I have that bike, I have the Carbon High Tower, and I just got a gravel
Yep.
bike too. So
Oh, you did? What kind of gravel bike did you get?
it's a Jamis S3, also steel.
Yeah, that's cool.
So got
Those are
that used. Pretty good
all the
deal.
rage, man.
Oh
Gravel
yeah.
is all the rage. I've got some I've got some stuff to work out for spring for my gravel bike, but
Okay.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Hope
was
to
I
do
gonna say?
maybe some bike packing with that.
Yeah,
Some
I
longer
tried that
rides.
once. Tried
Okay.
that once. I'm ready. It was like 2 years ago. I'm ready to try it again.
Yeah.
Steve and Aaron and myself, we went bike packing in Iowa like 2 years ago.
Ooh, nice.
Made a video. It was a tough go. We had a really tough time out there because it was a lot hillier than we expected.
Oh, okay.
The wind was ridiculous. The campsite wasn't great. So there
Oh,
was a lot that didn't go well. And it was only like not even 80 miles that we rode, but it was quite the adventure, but we're ready to try it again this year. Definitely
okay.
going to do it again because there was elements of it that I really liked. I think it's time to try it again and see if it works out a little bit better. But so you got that gravel bike this year?
Yeah, just at
Okay.
what was it beginning of March?
Okay.
No,
So
this
yeah,
is the beginning of
you've put
February. I
it
can't remember. It was
you've
used.
put it on your Instagram, right? Isn't there some
Yes.
pictures on there? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
Yeah.
that all that bike packing gear is, man, it's expensive.
Yeah, it's very very lightweight and
Mhm.
very specific and very expensive. I agree,
Yeah.
and that's part of the reason that I really want to do it again because I have all this equipment just sitting in a bag in my garage that I'm not using,
Yeah. Yep.
and there's a lot of it. Like just the bags alone were super expensive.
Yeah. I've been slowly building up my equipment. I have a camping hammock and a tarp, but the bags I haven't bought any bags because I would need the correct bike for it, and
Yeah,
I could have bike packed on single speed, but I think I want gears for bike
Yeah,
packing.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right
Sorry, all my
weapon.
single speed fans.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I give you credit, man. I still that my single speed hangs out in the basement. I love it. That bike means a lot to me, just because, like I said, I think that riding a single speed is the most skill building way to ride a bike is a single speed. You'll never learn more about how to pick a line and how to keep momentum and how to mash than on a single speed. Like that's the best way to possibly learn to ride a bike, in my opinion, is a
Mhm.
single speed.
I really enjoy the low maintenance of it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. There's nothing to it. And
Oh
every now
yeah.
and again, change out the gear, but other than that, yeah, they're just tanks. I love them.
Oh yeah.
What you got? Anything big plans for trips or any good content coming out this year?
Uh, nothing really planned for trips. Every year we go to basically all the Chicago mountain biker area. The guys we go and gals.
Yep.
We have a Memorial Day trip to Brown County, so
Okay.
we take up two of the rally sites actually.
Yep. Well, we usually do the same, right? And I'll be down there actually middle to end of April. But
Okay.
yeah, love Brown County. It's one of my
Oh
favorites.
yeah, that place is awesome. Best, I think probably the best riding within like 3.5 hours of me. It's a little farther
Yep.
for you.
Yeah, and it's good camping. Their camping is
Oh
that's one of
yes.
my favorite parts about it, is it's got like legit campsites in the woods with good amenities. It's a
Yeah.
great spot.
Yeah, I try to
But
get out there at least twice a year. I
mhm.
don't think I did that last year. We did some other trips, but actually, my friends are going to Moab.
Ooh, nice.
I had to bow out of that trip because
I would love, yeah.
yeah, my family's going to we're going on a cruise, so we're trying to save up
Oh,
money for
nice.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's a decent trade off, I would say.
Have you been to Moab?
I have not. No,
Okay.
I really haven't done any type of riding, anything anywhere close to that. So
Oh,
I
okay.
definitely need to do that, because that's I'm completely would be totally new for me.
Yeah.
Never ridden on anything desert like at all, or anything that rocky ever.
Yeah. I imagine it'd be like probably like Arizona. Um,
Hmm.
I just you probably know I've done a lot of riding in Arizona, which
Yep,
is
yep, I've seen that.
typically kitty litter over hard.
Yeah, yeah. It looks awesome though. I
Yeah.
definitely want to get out there. The other
Yeah.
place that you've been that I'm really interested in is Pisgah.
Okay.
Trying to
Yeah,
get out there this year.
that was our first time there.
It looked pretty awesome.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah,
Pretty rough. I think a lot of the riding is typically fire road up and then trail
yeah,
down.
yeah.
Uh,
Seems like a lot of climbing.
yeah. If you
Like
can shuttle,
especially,
definitely recommend shuttling if you can.
yeah, because you went to Canuga too, right?
Yeah, we went to Canuga, and that was a lot of pedaling up.
A lot of uphill. Yeah, yeah. That seems like the perfect place for an e-bike, in my opinion.
Yeah, they rented them, so they got passed
Ah,
by
okay.
those a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I believe it, because I mean, I can't imagine how many laps you can even really get in a day without having some assistance.
Yeah, like I think most guys some of the guys I've talked to, like really fit guys, I think there's like yeah, it's like 5 or 6 trips up, and I was done.
Yeah, I believe it. It looks
Yeah.
brutal, but I mean, it looks cool. Going down looks fantastic, but going up
Mhm.
looks not so great. So, when you were in Pisgah, that whole area, what were the best trails you rode there?
Ooh, I think we hit all the good ones, but probably the best trail was Ridgeline in
Okay,
DuPont.
okay,
Just the longest flow trail I've ever been on.
really longer than like Hobbs Hollow. Hobbs
Oh yeah,
Hollow is
longer
pretty
than
long.
Hobbs. Got like
Really,
continuous downhill.
that's
There's
cool.
no climb in the middle.
Hmm.
So that was pretty awesome. It was smooth too. They had just redone it. So
Okay,
definitely recommend hitting that.
yeah.
Uh,
And you got a video on that trail, right?
yes.
Yeah, thought so. I have to check that one again. Because
Let's
yeah,
see.
there's a good chance I might end up out there
Okay.
this summer at some point.
Nice. Oh yeah, definitely go out there. Lots of
Yeah,
great trails.
yeah,
Bennett Gap was pretty cool. Avery Creek was cool. We did Middle and Lower Black Mountain which were pretty
Okay.
good. But I heard they redid some of the upper parts. So when I go back, I want to do the whole upper. There's an upper, middle, and lower. So the upper starts kind of at about the same place Avery Creek starts.
Okay.
So it's quite a road ride up there.
Yeah.
To that intersection, and then it's a
Yeah,
hike a bike to the 4-way intersection that they all meet.
Okay.
At.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to get out there.
Yeah. Also, when we were there, I did see Jolanda Neff on her gravel bike.
No way.
Climbing Avery Creek Road.
Cool. No
way. I
didn't
recognize her too late.
She didn't recognize her hair. I feel like her hair would be the most noticeable thing.
It was under a helmet.
Yeah.
But it's like,
well, that's pretty cool.
There's a foreign voice there.
Yeah. And then what about, we talked about it before it happened a little bit, but how did the Wausau 24 go? I never got a recap on that.
The chafing got me.
Because you tried to do a 24 solo?
Yeah, 24 solo single speed.
Oh my God. And how did that all turn out?
2 laps, and then the chafing started to happen. I've never really ridden for that long, for that often.
Yep.
So, I'm not familiar with chafing or what to do for it.
I'm pretty familiar with it.
Yeah, one of the bike patrol guys, he gave me some chamois cream, and it was too late.
Oh yeah.
So the remaining laps are all painful.
I imagine. So you were out there. How many hours out of 24 did you make? Did you complete?
Ooh, I don't know how many hours. I got 8 laps in, I'm pretty sure.
Ooh. So that's like, that's got to be.
It was over
12 hours.
Yeah.
Right? That's pretty
I definitely wanted to do a lot more laps, but
I think the most
too painful.
The most I've done out there for the 24 or the 6 hour is like 7.
Okay.
7 laps is the most I've ever done out there.
That's a lot in 6 hours.
It was, yeah. And then I think during the 12 or the 24 hour, it was like 6 laps. Yeah. Okay. Because 4 guys. Yep. And that was over the course of 24 hours, but it still was rough. It was, it's such a cool, I love those trails so much. And that place is like, it's a special place, and there's some good partying going on there. There's like at least the year I did it, there's the jump in the middle of the woods, and at nighttime, I'll never forget. There was some people out there trying to scare some bikers out there. So they had like this Gollum cardboard cutout, and they would put it at different places during the nighttime. So you would. The first time I saw it, I came around a corner, pitch black. There's nobody around me, and my light hits Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Scared the absolute crap out of me. And there was also guys that were just trying to be as creepy as they possibly could. So there was guys that would just stand on this. They would stand on the side of the trail, just like this, in total darkness, and wouldn't say a word. They would just look at you as you went by. And they would, again, same thing. They would move around and they'd be in different spots. So you always had to be on the lookout because you knew there was somebody out there just standing there being weird, or the cardboard cutout of Gollum. So that was, that was something. No, we just got a bunch of comments finally kicked up here. Let's see. Yeah, for some reason, these weren't. Now that'd be fun. I would do that. That's a way to get your blood going. For sure.
Oh yeah, every instructor has a pretty good set list of. It's mostly techno-ish music.
That's good. Yeah, I could get down with that. Is this one of your subscribers here? Do you know this person?
Yeah, that is Adrenaline is Life. He is another YouTuber. He also lives in Tinley Park.
Okay. I like his. What is that, like a syringe going into a skull there? I like that. That's pretty
his logo.
Let's see. Greg, welcome back again. The Forge.
Forge. It is how do I describe it? I'll call it a adventure park kind of place. So they have a pump track. Okay. They have a high ropes course. They have a zip line. They have paintball. They have short bouldering rocks.
Okay, that's cool.
There's also a venue, like a music venue. They have lots of cool stuff.
How close is that to your place, where you're at?
It's maybe 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I have a video where my son and I went during opening day,
Okay.
which is pretty cool. We did the pump track and the zip line and high ropes course.
Okay.
Is it worth it? Not. It's if you're just going for the pump track or look. They added trails after I was there. But if you're just going for the pump track and trails, I hear it's not quite worth it.
Okay.
But if you go for everything, the high ropes course and the zip line are awesome. They're huge. It's pretty amazing setup they have there.
Cool.
Yep.
Let's see. I think it's probably time. It's time we got to the bottom of this.
Chicken.
Yeah, this is this is
he's a little cropped up.
Oh, there he is. Look at that. Oh, and he just stays right there. That's a good.
Oh yeah, he's the chicken.
Yeah, what's the backstory on the chicken?
So you've probably seen the original video. Somebody mounted one of these on their, I think it was their fork.
Okay. Yeah.
And they made a video. Has a lot of views. I was like, I can do a better video. It did not do better, but I did it where I was squeezing it on the handlebar, and I discovered not the ideal placement.
Okay.
Also, when the chicken gets cold, it's really harder to squeeze.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So I did a follow-up video where I the air horn you can buy for your bike has a
Yep.
So I bought one of those. I hacked it up so the air hose went into the chicken.
Oh yeah, into the chicken.
So that was my follow-up video. Also, that video did not do. I mean, it did okay.
Yeah,
but it was fun to make.
Yeah, I mean, I've certainly got some enjoyment out of your chicken.
I did a whole, chicken gets fired backstory on it.
Yeah. There's been some good ones. It's like it's one of those things like you see it and you're like, oh man, this is gonna be corny. But then you watch it and it's still funny.
Oh yeah, he's kind of like the sidekick.
Yep.
That doesn't talk back.
Yeah, no kidding. That's awesome. And when chicken gets cold, he's hard to squeeze. That might be the quote of the evening. I like that one. Yeah, it's now I feel like there's 3 people on the stream.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty exciting. So when was that? When did chicken first arrive on your scene?
I don't know. Was that like 2 years ago maybe? I don't remember exactly.
Yeah. Well, he's a good ad. I think it's just bring him up as much as possible. More the better.
Yeah, I'm trying to do some I did a couple shorts with him.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get some short. YouTube wants you to do the shorts. So a couple shorts. I got a couple more in my head, but haven't really, done any filming for those yet.
Shorts are absolutely what I mean. I think probably what do I have? Probably 8,000 or 9,000 of my subscribers came from a couple shorts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was something that because I watch a lot of YouTube and I'm also interested in just the platform in general. Like I like to know about how it works when things change. It's just all very interesting to me. Just how that whole machine works. And
algorithm. Decipher the algorithm.
Yeah. And I saw a video once, and someone explained to it how and why YouTube was pushing shorts and kind of the way to use shorts for your channel. And it just made sense to me. And I just doubled down pretty hardcore on shorts. And I put out 10 of them at one time. I'm kind of in a rhythm now where I'll do one long form and 2 to 3 shorts, one long form, 2 to 3 shorts. And that seems to be working pretty good. But the biggest growth that I've seen in the last 2 years, it was during that period of time where I did nothing but shorts.
Okay.
But it's like a little bit disappointing to me because the shorts are short, right? So they never carry as much weight, like as far as me personally feeling like I put out like a good product. When I make a good long form piece of content, I feel more like I've accomplished something, like I did something better.
Yeah.
When I put out a short, it feels more like Instagram to me. You know what I mean? And it's like because there's less effort involved, it's almost like it just doesn't feel as good to put out shorts. Like I know they're necessary, and I know people watch them, and that's how most people consume content these days is that way. But
yeah,
I do prefer long form content. That's who I like. That's the type of YouTuber I want to be, but I think unfortunately you gotta play both sides. So I kind of try to put them in together.
You've probably seen like other mountain bike. I've seen another mountain biker said like, "Oh yeah, here's how much I earned from my short that got 1.2 million views, and it's like 28 cents."
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's certainly, and they have changed it a little bit, but still, I mean, I'm just definitely not in this to get rich.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if that's where you're headed, if that's where you think you're headed, I think it's a long shot. It's certainly a long shot. Not impossible, but it's definitely a long shot. And even that's the other thing too, is you look at these guys like normal mountain biker. He pretty much does nothing but shorts, right? Reels and shorts. That's all he does. And
he does have some long form stuff.
He does, yeah. But mostly his content is shorts, and he's got an absolute ton of followers.
I know, they're hilarious. All this stuff.
They're very good. But I can't see myself being that type of content creator. That's not me. Is to just do shorts. I like the bigger projects.
Yeah.
We actually talked about it. You mentioned that a couple times earlier, like whether a video did well or not. How do you judge that if one of your videos did good or not? What's your measurement?
I don't know. I think a lot of comments. I think that's the sign of a good video.
Yep. I agree. And it's so strange too how like likes don't equal views. Right. Comments don't equal views. It's like you could have the same video with the same amount of likes, and one will have 200 views, the other will have 2,000 views, even though they have the same amount of likes.
Yeah.
A lot of times it doesn't make sense. And same with comments. You can have one that has a ton of comments but not a lot of views, and the other way around. Like it's very strange.
Yeah, every now and then I'll put out a video. I think, okay, this is going to be the big one. This is going to be the one that's going to go viral, and of course, it doesn't. And that's YouTube for you.
Absolutely, yeah, and there's no rhyme or reason to it, in my opinion. It's a hard game to play.
Oh yeah.
Which is another good question, I think, is what's your favorite part about being a YouTuber or a content creator, and then what's your least favorite?
I enjoy just thinking of ways to make people laugh. I mean, a lot of times I'll have a gag in my head, and the whole time, when I'm filming it, when I'm editing it, I'm just laughing to myself, and looking forward to when people are going to watch that and laugh for themselves. What's the hardest thing? Probably, when I think I have a good video and it just
the disappointing ones.
Yes. It's like, oh, okay. I guess that wasn't the one that was going to go viral. But
that happens. That certainly does. I think for me, my favorite part is just the interaction with people. However that manifests from the video. I love putting out the content. I love shooting it. It's a lot like cycling, right? There's the artistic part of it, just the expressionary part of riding a bike, but then there's the mechanical side of it, right? Just knowing technically how to ride a bike, technically how to use a camera, technically how to edit it. And then there's also effort, right? You have to put effort in to ride a bicycle on a mountain bike trail, right? So it's filming and editing and putting out content is very, very similar, in my opinion. They go together very, very well because they have similar concepts. But no matter what, if something I did created a new relationship, like you and I today, right? Or meeting Evan last month when I got to talk with Evan, and the people that I've met along the way, is like every time something like that happens, where you meet a new cool person or something like that, or you're out riding trails with somebody and you meet somebody and you exchange YouTube channels or any of that, like that's my favorite part about it. And one of the craziest experiences that has to do with this is happened to me a couple days ago in Breckenridge, Colorado.
Oh, wow.
So last year, I went down to Knoxville and went to the urban wilderness in Knoxville, and it was out there riding some trails by myself.
Bakers?
So yeah, Baker's Creek or Baker Creek. So I was out there riding around, got a flat tire, didn't have any stands or a pump with me because I wasn't actually sure I was going to go do this. So I'm just kind of standing by my truck, and this dude pulls up. I go up to, he's got a van. So I go over, I talk to him like, hey man, you got a big van. Tell me you got some stands or a tube or a pump or something in there. Dude's name's Tom. Super cool. Ended up riding with him for a while, and he's from everywhere, right? He's lives out of his van. He goes all over the country. So I had a great experience, met Tom, loved it, put him in the video. He got me back up and riding. Fantastic story. So a couple of days ago, we're in Breckenridge, and Fruit Punch and I are at a sushi joint, and I go to the bathroom. I come out of the bathroom, and I hear this dude say, "What's up, man?" And I'm like, I look over, and it's Tom, who's a waiter there. He's a waiter at a sushi joint in Breckenridge, and I was completely stunned. I'm like, Tom, and he's like, yeah. He's like, I just started working here. Like I just moved to Breckenridge. Like it's how on earth did this dude that I met randomly in Knoxville did I also meet completely randomly once again across the country? And the only thing that really binds it all together and that continues that relationship is this, you know what I mean? Putting content out there. And I asked him, I was like, man, what did you think of the video? Because he's in the thumbnail, like he's very much a part of that video. And I thank him in the video for everything. And super cool guy. And he was so stoked on the video. He's like, oh man, it was so good. I sent it to all my friends. I sent it to my parents. They thought it was so cool. And but that's like that. Like Aaron and I looked at each other. We're like, dude, this is why we need to keep doing what we're doing. Like being able to do that.
Are awesome.
So cool. Let's see. What was Jason's best mountain bike moment? What was his worst? That's a good one.
Best mountain.
Tough question.
Ooh.
Tough question.
Let me think here.
Got to be a good injury or something. Or like the chicken fell off your handlebars or something.
Oh, is he falling down? Yeah. Best moment, I would say, I think riding Highline. There's that big rock chute on Highline. Looks super scary.
Where's Highline? Is where?
Yeah, Sedona.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Highline. Everyone says, exposure scary. It's not that bad. The videos make it look cool. The videos make the exposure look a lot closer than it really is.
Yeah.
But the steepness of the rock chute, it's pretty steep.
Okay.
But I did it. I did the rock chute. I was solo too. I didn't.
Oh man.
All my Sedona videos are, except for when I went to the fest. But most of my Sedona videos are solo. So I rode that rock chute. No problem. I didn't make the turn at the end though, but I did the main part. Okay.
Yeah.
I did it twice actually. I went back up and rode it again.
Yeah. Is that in one of your videos?
Yes, it is it is in the only Highline video I have.
Okay, I gotta check that one out too.
And when I'm climbing back, there's a little bit of footage of me climbing back up, and that'll give you a sense of how steep it is.
I may have watched that one already, and it's kind of bringing back memories, but I'll have to check that out again. And then, what's your lowest moment?
Lowest moment? Oh man, I would have to say that the chafing for Wausau 24.
Really? Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I just wanted to do so many more laps, and it was just so painful.
Have you ever ridden 100 miles in a day before on a mountain bike?
No,
I know I haven't.
I've ridden 70 miles, not on a mountain bike. That was on a road bike with my dad. That's another story. We'll get back to that. But 70 miles. I've ridden 60 miles on my single speed. That was a gravel ride.
Okay.
But never 100 miles on rough single track.
Right. So you still, I mean, you still broke like your record, right? I mean, that was
Oh yeah.
still major personal achievement for you.
Mhm.
So you got to give yourself some credit for that, especially in Wausau, like that Ho Chi Minh climb.
Oh yeah, that was
That is
brutal.
brutal, and to do that over and over and over again, it never ends.
Yeah, I think the play spot they gave us this year wasn't too bad. I was able to clean it on my single speed when I was fresh.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And I had taller gearing in the beginning. I had to switch my
Oh, did you
gearing
change
in the
out?
middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like,
That's
I'm
probably
not going to be able to maintain
yeah.
this.
Yeah. Man, that's a tough question for me. What would be I don't know how. Man, I'm trying to even think of a low point. A low point probably was it's not probably in a race. Probably in one of the wars races I did back in the day because I've most of my major injuries have all been from snowboarding.
Okay.
As far as for mountain biking, I've cracked a few ribs and bumps, bruises, scrapes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But never, other than breaking a couple ribs, I've never done anything too terrible on a mountain bike. And those I wouldn't even consider those as low points. Like I think my most lowest points were probably just being completely defeated, like at a race where I didn't think I could finish.
Yeah.
Especially when I first got into like wars racing and like maybe the first time I raced like sport or comp, when you're out there and you only got one lap done and you got 2 or 3 more and you're like, this is never going to happen.
Yeah.
Never going to happen.
Everyone's flying by.
Yeah. And then I think that ties into probably my favorite moment on a mountain bike is when the only race I ever won was in Milwaukee. It was a wars race and I was racing single speed, sport class single speed. And it was like my home course. So it was important to me to do well there.
Mhm.
And I hadn't been racing single speed for very long. So I wasn't that great at single speeding, but I just gave her hell and won. So that was probably my favorite.
Nice.
Probably the most probably I would say emotional, right? Like there's a lot of rides that I've been on that are were very important to me, and great experiences, huge, all the good vistas and all the good accomplishments, but finishing that race when you're just like giving it absolute hell for an hour and a half is probably the most intense emotional high I've ever gotten from mountain biking.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, that's absolutely right. After I saw Tom in the sushi bar, that's the first thing I said. I was like, man, everybody says the internet's so big, but I don't know that the internet's so big anymore.
There's so many connections. Well, what kind of van did Tom drive?
I can't remember if it was a Transit or a Sprinter. I want to say it was a Sprinter, white. And of course, it was totally decked out. Like he was just chilling.
Nice.
He had everything. Like even when I asked him, hey, I just need to pump up my tire. He's like, well, here, do you need a pump? I got a cordless electric pump. You can try that. And he's like, oh, do you need a tube? I got a tube. Do you need a new tire? I got a new tire. Yeah. He's like, you want stands? You want slime? Like he had everything. Like he was. Yeah. And then I tried to pay him, of course, he gave me a bottle of stands. And that got me back up and running. And then I used his electric pump. That got me up and going. And I tried to pay him. Of course, he wouldn't take any money. But yeah, that was a pretty cool experience.
I was just thinking, I met a Tom that lived in a van during the Big Mountain Enduro, but he was in an Astro van.
Oh, okay. Now this was Tom was living well. Yeah, he had a really cool van. As long as we got some people here in the stream, I did have some questions for you guys. So considering this is the last of this series, I'm kind of wondering, do I continue this? Like you guys, has everybody been enjoying it? I feel like it's gotten some pretty good, some good views and some good chats going and everything. But my question is, do I keep going with these? Do I do like once a month over the summer? And how often should I do it? Should I keep doing it? And how often should I keep doing it? Because if I keep doing it, number one, I am going to bite the bullet and we're going to go full HD. Like that's just going to have to happen. And then
buy the StreamYard.
Yeah. Number two, I think I do want to also possibly edit these up and turn them into podcasts. So they're not just a recorded live stream, because I think there's I think there's a lot of different ways we could go with this. I would like to reach out to more like trail builders and stuff like that. I'd like to kind of continue to do this with other YouTubers, but also reach out to more like people that are in charge of, like, one of my streams earlier this year was with Isaac from Windman. I think that was a really good one. I think a lot of people benefited from that. So I'm just curious what you guys think. Should we keep her going? I was thinking probably like once a month, maybe once a month do a stream. I think I could definitely pull that off. And it looks like Evan's down. Greg's down.
Oh yeah.
Chris, you know a guy in a van down by the river. That's good. I've also heard of such a man.
I think keep going. There's lots of other Midwest YouTubers out there.
Sure. Yeah.
You've only scratched the surface.
I definitely have. Yeah. I just picked my top 6.
Oh, awesome. Nice.
Yeah.
Glad to have made it.
You made it. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I wanted to focus on people that inspired me, people that I watch their stuff and I want to go do what they do, because that's ultimately my goal, right? Is to get people to see what I do, see where I go, and they want to go do it themselves, right? Get outside, get on your bike, good things will happen. Like, that's the whole premise. So, but yeah, I agree. I think that's another thought that I have is when we do end up moving into a bigger house, and I will make sure that I have more office or studio space, and I want to get a podcast set up so that I can have people over and do podcasts straight from the whenever the Dusty's Dutchman's Den .2 comes out, which probably won't happen this year, but whenever the new Dutchman's Den gets built, it will have a bigger bar, a place to wash bikes, and a place to do podcasts. So I'm hoping that everybody kind of likes what we're doing here, because I would like to continue it. But I was curious what you guys thought, but I will take these answers as a yes, especially that one, because that's a lot of thumbs up.
Nice.
Another question. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
So we've talked about vans. I have a question for you. You have a Toyota Tacoma, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've been looking at those.
Mm-hmm.
I've also been looking at probably a different truck. That's not quite a truck. It's the Honda Ridgeline. Okay. I was just curious, how do you like your Tacoma? Is it a good traveling vehicle? How's the backseat room? The backseat room is very small. Okay. I have the double cab, so it's got the two full size doors. Got it. But the back seat's still very small. I was having this conversation today with some people. The back seat usually has luggage in it, not people. Right. So I don't use the bed of my truck very often. So I honestly think if my wife didn't have a 4Runner, I would have a 4Runner. Okay. Because especially what we've learned lately is that you can very, very easily get 2 bikes in the back plus all of our gear to go like on trips, so that you don't even. So what we'll do now, especially in the winter, we'll put all the bikes in the back of the truck and then put the bike rack on. And then that way, when you drive all the way through snow and all the salt, the bikes stay clean in the back of the truck. Where if I took my Tacoma, the bikes are going to be on the rack off the back, and then they get destroyed by the time. Yeah, good point. So if I love the truck, I'll have it for a long period. I'll just say this: I've only ever had a truck more than a vehicle. I've never had a vehicle more than a year, ever. Oh wow! And I've had this Tacoma for 6 years. So this is like I think this Tacoma is like my 34th vehicle. Like I go through vehicles like crazy. Cow. I used to have multiple vehicles per year and just sell them, buy them, sell them, because I always wanted to try different vehicles. And this one I've had for 6 years. I absolutely love it. It's a fantastic truck. Drives really well. I lifted it. It still drives really well. But I prefer the 4Runner between the two. Okay. Because the 4Runner, you can still do a rooftop tent. You can still put 4 bikes out the back. You can much more comfortably have 4 people in it. Like you can put 4 people in a 4Runner and it's comfortable. 4 people in my Tacoma, not comfortable for a very long period. Okay. And remember, like the bed it's a small bed, like in the Tacoma. It's not like it's a full short bed. It's pretty short. So
I
I
think
know
just
the new
for,
one's coming out though.
yes, for utilitarian purposes, I think what fits my lifestyle the best, which would be camping, mountain biking, traveling a lot of like just a lot of driving. The Forerunner's better.
Okay.
The Forerunner's better, and that's why a lot of my friends have Forerunners. But it's nice to have the Tacoma for when you do need the bed of the truck, but it's very
Right.
rare that I need the bed of the truck. And there's not very many things that don't fit in the Forerunner, but fit in the Tacoma. You know what I mean?
All
It's
right.
very rare. Very rare. So, but the Ridgeline, I've always had my eye on the Ridgeline because I think they're so like they're like Transformers. They do the coolest things
Yeah.
like with all their storage and everything. And like I think Seth from Seth Bikes Hacks or Burn Peak, whatever you want to call it now. Like I've seen how he uses his, and it like I see him use his truck, and I'm like, man, that thing can do. I think I can do some stuff. So I was gonna say.
Pole barn.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, I'm hoping to do something along those lines.
Indoor pump track.
There you go. Watching from an oil rig on the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah,
That
Paul.
seems kind of awesome.
Paul works for Big Oil.
Wow, that probably a first. I'd say that's probably a first.
Paul also
That's cool.
has a van.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's definitely the reason. One of the big reasons. Not only have I kept my Tacoma because I love it, but I've also kept it because I want to buy a van and I want to keep the Tacoma, get a van, probably get a Transit, and then build that out too. That's another whole nother avenue that would be a ton of content. And the goal would be to be able to do more and more things remotely. And my wife also be able to do a lot more things remotely. That way we could get in the van and go leave for weeks at a time, head out west, head wherever, but be able to do what we need to do from the van. And that's the goal.
That's the dream.
Get in the van. Yeah. And we're headed that direction, but
cool.
That's what I'm hoping for, because building the van for me would be half the fun. Like I love projects like that. Like those are awesome. That's why I liked building the Dutchman's Den so much, because it was that much fun. Let's see, F-150. Oh yeah. And that's the thing. Like all you have to do is go to a full size truck and get like a crew cab, and the back seat is just as good as the front seat at that point. Very roomy.
One of my friends has a full size Dodge Ram, and the back is so huge.
Yeah. Oh, it's huge. Yeah, for sure. Another question I had for you guys. I've been waiting. So let's talk about merch for a second. So my plan was I wasn't going to launch a website to sell merch until I had 10 items to sell. So right now I have 9 items to sell. So I have 4 t-shirts, a sweatshirt, stem cap, glassware, and what else? Hats. I'm missing one thing. But I'm trying to figure out what would be the 10th piece of merch that people might like. Because as soon as I figure out what that 10th piece of merch is going to be, stickers. That's the other thing. I do a sticker pack with like 5 different stickers in it. So the 9th, I have 9 pieces of merch. I'm waiting to do 10, trying to figure out what that 10th one is going to be. And then I'm going to launch a website, and then that will be how people can purchase my merchandise. But don't know what the 10th thing should be. Yeah. Christian's this guy here's got a Raptor. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Like I was thinking like socks. I could do, because I just ordered today. I did like baseball hats with like the leather patch with my logo in it.
It's another idea.
But yeah, gloves is not a bad idea too. I want to look into socks. I want to look into gloves. I did this. I already got these. That was one of the first pieces of merch that I did. That's super cool. I got a bunch of people running around with those. So yeah, I'm curious what that would be, because as soon as I figure that out, then I'm hoping to have a website up like probably before Christmas this year. That way people can get some merch, because right now I don't have it for sale anywhere. I literally just
I'm working on my own too.
There you go. Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
So if you guys in the chat, if you got any other ideas, send them my way, because I don't know what, like headbands. We could do headbands, visors, wristbands. Just kidding.
Wristbands. Do people still use those?
Yeah.
Underwear.
There you go. Like, is there anything else that actually goes on a bike that I could make custom? I can't think of anything. Maybe like end caps.
Water bottles.
Water bottles is a good one. Yeah. Let me have to write some of these down here. So we're thinking either a water bottle or gloves, socks, tumblers. Okay, we'll go with that. What else? Oh, also, just for everybody's opinion as well, I kind of decided to do another series of videos this summer, a ride local series, because I don't really have any local videos, none. Like, I don't have anything for my local trails. So I picked five. Local trails that are all within an hour from my house, and I'm gonna do videos at all 5 of these places. So I'm gonna do Pets, Manuka, Silver Lake, Kettle Moraine, and Alpine Valley. And I'm gonna try to knock those all out this summer, just so that I can have a full series of local trails. Because again, I have nothing local. Like, I have no local videos whatsoever. Everything is somewhere else. So I think it's time to actually get out there and give my opinion on local trails. And I think there might be some controversy that comes along with this, because I'm going to be honest about a lot of these trails, and I have intimate knowledge of a lot of these trail systems. So my opinions are not going to be all positive. So I've probably avoided that for those reasons, but that's my plan. Is this summer try to knock out some ride local videos. I actually did I have a shirt and a sticker to go along with the series to try to promote that a little bit. So I hope that'll help you guys. Yeah. So I do have stickers already. I have like 5 different stickers that I would sell in a pack. So I would do a sticker pack of probably like 5 stickers, and that would be one of the things that you could purchase on the website. Let's see. Yeah, I thought about that too. I think that's a good idea, is to try to bring in some of the public to also give their opinions on some of these trails. So yeah, that's a good call. Jason, you got some questions?
No, let's see. I did have some questions. Let's see. What do I have here? Oh, has there been any, see, we already talked about Moab, any bike destinations you'd like to go to that you have not been to yet?
Definitely like the Arizona, Sedona, and Moab, like we talked about.
Okay.
Pisgah, I definitely want to get out there. Those are probably my top 2 places that would be nothing like I've ever ridden before.
Yeah. So
and kind of going both directions. So I picked a spot east, picked a spot west, and I'd like to knock both of those out pretty soon. I think Pisgah will happen this year. I don't know about Sedona, but
okay.
Those are top of my list, I would say.
Yeah, I'd like to get out to Pacific Northwest at some point.
Yeah,
those all look awesome. It'd be totally different from probably anything I've ridden before.
It's amazing. I might be able to get back out there, because I've been out to BC a couple times.
Okay.
Like before I got into making videos, like 2017, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would like to get back out there and explore some more. We did Squamish, we did Whistler, but I would like to do Vancouver, and I might be able to make it out to Vancouver this year for work, and then tack on a few extra days and try to do some bike riding.
Yeah, my work said something about a trip to Vancouver, and I was getting all excited, except that was back when it was winter.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll still happen, or not. Whatever.
Let's see. Oh yeah, like a gator. That's not a bad idea either. There are some. I have like a 45 North gator that I really, really like. It's nice and light. I'm putting that on the list. It's a good idea.
How about a beanie cap?
Yeah, I thought
that's cold in Wisconsin.
Yep. Yeah, beanie's a good idea. Yeah. What else? What else you got? Shoot, fire. Yes, exactly. So yeah, what else do you want to know, Jason? I'm all ears. I'm ready.
So what do you have? You have a fat bike, mountain bikes, gravel bike. What's your favorite genre of biking, I guess?
Mountain biking. Yeah, I think my favorite bike to ride is my Ibis Ripley.
Okay.
Like
that's a good one.
That's my favorite bike because it's kind of it really mixes everything together. I love my Spectral, my Canyon Spectral. Like if I'm riding that, that means I'm hitting some jumps, hitting some flow trails, which is awesome. But I think if I'm riding the Ibis Ripley, that means I'm going to be doing probably the nicest cross section of biking. You know, I'm going to hit some rock gardens. I'm going to do some climbing or some roots, not just flow. You know what I mean? I love flow trails to death. That's one of my favorite things to do is ride flow trails.
Oh yeah.
But it can also be a little scary. But for example, I ride my Ibis at Brown County, and Brown County has everything. You know what I mean? Like you can go ride Hobbs, you can ride what's the other Schooner Trace? Like there's all those crazy or Bobcat. Like that's the perfect bike for
Weed
there.
Patch. Okay.
Weed Patch. It's the perfect bike for Brown County, and it's like it lets me do everything pretty well. You know what I mean? Like where the Spectral does a certain thing very well, or my race bike does a certain thing very well, but like the Ibis does a lot of things pretty damn well. And so if I'm riding that, I'm probably enjoying myself the most.
So quite a few of my friends have the Ripley Ritmo combo.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Both bikes.
I almost did the same. Yeah. I almost did the same. I think I didn't buy the Ritmo because it was not in stock.
Oh,
same with the YT Jeff C. I was looking at all three of those bikes, and the Canyon Spectre was the first one to come in stock. So I bought that one.
Sometimes that's how it works out.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
So in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, I have the High Tower, which is 135 mil rear, solid trail bike.
Definitely.
And what's funny is, maybe not that funny because they do have one. Ibis doesn't have a 140 mil travel. They have 120 to what's the Ritmo 160.
Yep.
But I think what is the 27.5 one? The Mojo, isn't that one?
Yes.
I think that's
kind of. Yep. Yeah, and they just kind of rebranded too. Ibis. They have. They came out with that new. Yeah, there's the Mojo is I think one of their older bikes, but they just came out with a new one. I forget what it's called, but I think that the bike that they just came out with, I can't remember the name of it, is supposed to fill that void that you talked about.
Was it? I thought it was an e-bike.
Did they make an e-bike? Yeah, you might be right. Yeah,
it has a strange. I think it has like a single swing arm instead of two sides.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I know.
That sounds interesting.
Something's asymmetrical about the frame and suspension. I can't remember which part of it is.
Okay. And I do have some cryptic news also. I bought a new bike this week.
Okay. Exciting.
Yeah, and it's a bike. It's a style of bike, a kind of bike that I have been dreaming about since probably I was about 12 years old when I got my first mountain bike magazine. And I'm not saying it's a mountain bike.
Okay.
It is a type of bike that I've always wanted, never ever ridden this type of bike. So obviously never bought, never ridden, always wanted since the first time I got a biking magazine. But I ordered it and I will have it possibly the end of this week or early next week. So there's going to be a lot of content coming out about this one. I'm very, very excited about it.
Cool.
So yeah, it was time to finally buy this particular bike. But
if it's a unicycle, they're very hard to ride.
No, it's not that. I ain't that kind of party. No, it's definitely not that kind of party.
Yeah, I've got one in the back somewhere.
Oh, can you actually ride it?
Could see it right there.
Yeah. Aaron, Fruit Punch. He's a unicycler.
Okay. I couldn't put the time into learning it. It was It was tough. My daughter tried. She
Yeah.
she didn't get it either.
My thing with unicycles is even when you finally get it, did you really need to do that? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
uh, downhill bike. No, I had a
Ooh.
downhill bike for a long period of time, and I sold it because I never rode it. We got to the point where when we would go, like for example, when we went to North Star, when we went to where else did we go? Where else did we go? But anyways, whenever we would go somewhere to ride downhill, we would rent bikes because it was too expensive to ship these or carry these, heavy, super heavy downhill bikes.
Well, for us in the
I sold
Midwest, it doesn't make any sense to buy a downhill bike when there's not that much downhill.
Yeah, I had one for many years, and I finally it was like it was so much better to go rent a brand new bike than ship my old downhill bike out there. So I cleaned house a little bit last year, sold a couple bikes, and that was one of them. And I don't know that I think if I ever went down that road again, I would end up getting an enduro bike, not a downhill bike.
Okay.
Because at least an enduro bike, you can use it a little bit more. Which is another thing I did this week. I signed up for an enduro race. I signed up for the Marquette. It's in June.
Marquette Enduro.
But yeah,
okay.
Signed up for the Marquette Enduro. So
yeah,
that ought to be fun.
I don't know if I think Adrenaline is Life might be doing that.
Okay. Cool.
A couple of my friends are doing that.
Yeah, if anybody's going to be there, make sure you come on out and say hello. Yeah. Also,
that's right.
I didn't know that was an e-bike. I had no idea that was an e-bike. But yeah, so I signed up for Iceman this week. Signed up for the Enduro this week. Bought a new bike this week. It's been
busy.
It's been a good week.
Yeah, I'll probably just do our local races this year. There's 3 of them now for our local advocacy group is called Camber. We used to have just one race at my home trails at Palos. Only one race a year, but now they're adding 2 more races. So I'm going to try. I can only do 2 of these races. The third race, I think, is when we're leaving for our cruise.
Nice. Yeah.
So the Meltdown, I'm going to do again. I'm going to try and podium this time. I'm not going to start from the back like a chump.
When is that race?
Usually in August.
Okay.
Early August.
Keep me in the loop on that one. Maybe I'll come down and film or something.
Oh yeah,
that'd be cool. And then I got to come down your way, and you got to take me for a ride on your best trails.
Oh yeah, Palos is pretty fun.
Yeah, I gotta come down there and do that. So that's definitely on the list for this year too. Is that you owe me a little tour. You got to give me a tour.
I need to go up there too and ride some of those trails. I'm familiar with Kettle, but I don't know the new ones. Like, was it Silver Lake, Manuka?
Yep. Silver Lake would be good for you because at least it's southern, right? It's 30 minutes south of me, so that would be a good spot to meet up. Yeah, that would be. We would have some fun there. Silver Lake's a good time. They did a really good job. I'm excited to make a video there. So maybe that would be a good time for you to come up. Yeah. We can make a video.
Would that be a single speed or would that be a trail bike?
It's gonna take some convincing to get me on my single speed. I'm not saying no, but
okay.
I mean that could be an angle. That could be an angle for that video, is if we both single speed it. I'm not opposed to that idea.
Okay.
I could bust that thing out for that, just for that reason. And we could do that video on single speeds.
Maybe to get the old iteration, you could do it at Silver Lake. Single speeds at Silver Lake.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think we're onto something there.
There we go.
I'm kind of about it right now. Yeah. Okay. So he's doing
sounds like Frank's going to do that.
Yeah, I'll be at the June one. Hopefully not crashing a lot. Certainly not my best style of racing. I would think. I've only done cross country races. That's the only type of race I've ever done. It's just cross country race. So I don't expect to do very well.
I probably could have used an enduro bike at the Big Mountain Enduro in Shepherd Mountain. Some of those. A group of us went, and we first practice day. It's like, holy crap! we are in over our heads.
I saw that video. Wasn't Ivan at that race or something? Somebody that I know was at that race and saw you there. I can't remember who it was, but somebody I know saw you at that race or raced with you at that race. Yeah. Can't remember who it was though.
It was a good time, but yeah, those trails are gnarly. And that was my first look at those. I need to go back when it's not race conditions.
Sure.
And get the shuttle because, enduros, you got to pedal up every time.
Yeah. My expectations are extremely low. Those trails are fantastic. Up in Marquette, love them. Absolutely love those trails. But I've never tried to do them at race pace by any means. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's gonna be a lot going on there's a lot going on this summer. So I'm definitely hoping. I think the plan will be to try to do a stream once a month and keep this train rolling because it has been fun. It has been a lot of fun doing these. And just like I was telling you, the first time I looked at the clock, it's been an hour and 10 minutes already.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, nice. I'm trying to see here if there's anything else I got for you. We talked about that. I
did study, and I have answers to some of the previous questions you've asked the other guests.
Ooh. Did you? Okay. Well,
it's a benefit of going last.
I'm interested to know if you have an answer for the question that most people can barely answer, and that is, if you got to have dinner with 3 people of your choice that are alive right now, who would it be?
Okay. Well, I have that answer.
Perfect. You're the most prepared person I've had yet.
Well, helps to go last.
Yeah.
So one of those people would be, probably the nicest guy in Hollywood, Keanu Reeves.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sounds like a pretty cool guy to hang out with.
I mean, as long as he's not in John Wick mode, I think he'll be a good time. Yeah.
There's some other, or Neo mode, is it?
Yeah.
John Wick's probably the better person I'd rather hang out.
That's a good one. Who else you got?
Ed Sheeran. I know that's probably out of left field, but I do enjoy his music, and I do enjoy just the raw talent the guy has. Songwriting and singing.
Yeah, I think he'd be a good guy to have a beer with for sure.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And then the last person, and my wife would have to join me for this dinner because it would be Dolly Parton. It's probably one of the nicest, down to earth celebrities out there.
Yeah. My wife's a big Dolly fan.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she came from nothing, and she appreciates everything she has, and she gives back to the community a lot.
Yeah, so that's a good list. That's a good very eclectic list. Nice work. I know there's been, at least in the stream the last couple of times, there's been some newer content creators, YouTubers, et cetera. What advice do you give to anybody that's starting to either put content out or thinks they want to start put content out? And in this cycling space, what advice would you give?
Well, I would just say be yourself. Sounds cliche.
Yeah, with the chicken right next to you, I think that's a good thing. Yeah, it makes sense.
Be yourself. Be entertaining. Also, just keep making videos. There's bound to be stinkers, but the only way to get better at making videos, filming videos, editing videos, thinking up ideas is just to keep making them.
Keep doing it. Yeah. I agree 100%. That's great advice. Yeah, that's the exact piece of advice that I always give is whatever it is that you think that you want to be good at, just keep doing it. Like I would, no matter what, I just find a reason to go put a camera in my hand. You know what I mean? I would just go down to the lake and we'd take our cameras down there and just put it. If I want to get better at using a camera, then put a camera in my hand as much as I possibly can.
Oh yeah.
Same with riding bikes. You know what I mean? Like there's absolutely no replacement for just riding a bike.
Yeah.
You can talk about it all you want. You can scour the internet for the opinion that you want, right? If there's a bike that you want, or there's a upgrade that you're looking at, if you look hard enough, you'll find somebody that says it's the greatest thing ever. Or you could just go demo one or find someone, talk to somebody that's actually got it. Or just go ride your bike and see what the outcome
ride your
is.
bike, following faster people. That's
Oh
another,
man.
that's another way to improve.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. That applies to a lot of things too, right? Like if you just hang out with people that are better than you.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. And that's a big reason why I try to connect as much as I can with like people like you and everybody else that's in the stream. Is like, I know that no matter how much time I spent in this space, I'll never know more than you or the next guy or the next guy or the next guy. You know stuff that I don't know for sure, and so does the next guy and the next guy. So the only way that you have to kind of swallow your pride and realize that you're never going to be as good as you hope to be, but the only way to get close is to continue to work at it and try to learn from other people.
Yep, totally.
So yeah, that's good. I agree with you 100%. What else? Let's see. Speaking of YouTubers, I think about this a lot. Is you got these guys like BKXC and Seth and Bobo and all these guys that are making really good livings at this, right, at being content creators in the cycling space. Like I try to figure out what is the big difference between them and us. You know what I mean? Like what's the big difference? Like I don't know what it is. Obviously it's subscribers. You know what I mean? It's certainly that. And they're doing it full time. So it's certainly time, right? They have time to do that and create all day, every day. Other than that, like, I don't know what's the difference.
I think, they've been at it. They've been up there for quite a while. So I think they know the formula they need to do to put into the video. Being full-time really helps. I've listened when I work out in the morning, I listen to the Pink Bike podcast.
Okay.
And the one they had with Seth, he did kind of break down his video, his process,
Okay.
I have an idea in my head. I already have the thumbnail in my head before I even start filming.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And then he, breaks down his process, edits, compiles all the video together and edits it.
And of course, now he's got his own cameraman.
Yeah. Yeah. How did he say it? He said the Burn Peak Express is, I think the cameraman / editor does that part of it.
Okay.
He does the longer form Burn Peak stuff.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. That's interesting.
At least I don't know how old the podcast was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool to hear that stuff. I also listened to the Paul the Punter when Pink Bike had Paul the Punter on. And he kind of explained where he was in his life.
Yeah, that was a weird thing when he just kind of just gave it all up.
Well, here's the funny thing. In the podcast, he's like, I found a girl. She likes mountain biking. So now I'm mountain biking again. He's not filming though. He's not YouTube.
Yeah. Which is, because he was basically saying he was done mountain biking. Like that was it.
Yeah. I don't know if there's like a difference of when you're in, P&W, because I think I'm probably sorry, Paul, I'm going to butcher this. I think he said something like there's a big bro culture of just sending it.
I could see that.
Stuff.
Sure.
And he didn't like the way that was going.
Yep.
And I didn't. Yeah.
So that makes sense. I didn't pick up on that when I watched some of his like video when he kind of explained the whole situation. But that's interesting. That I could see that.
So maybe
I could definitely see that.
Yeah. So he's in Phoenix now, and I think just the culture there maybe a little better for him.
A little more laid back. Yeah.
Finding a girl.
Our Midwest. Our Midwest culture is good. I think we have to be creative.
Oh yeah.
To be a cyclist in the Midwest, you have to be kind of tough because you got to be willing to ride when you don't really want to, right? And you have to be determined because you have to be able to go drive places or travel places to go get some miles in if you want.
I mean, Illinois is the second flattest state. So.
Yeah. Let's see. Jason uses a bike
Bike
computer.
computer. I do not use a bike computer. I basically
An
log my
engineer,
rides.
without a computer.
Yeah.
I can't believe
I
it.
always look at them and it's like, I like look at the Garmin's. It's like, that's a lot of money
Yeah.
to log data. I don't really care. I mean, I'm more about just the end mileage.
Yep.
But now, I do log my rides with my my smartwatch now,
Okay.
and it does do the heart rate thing.
Yeah, you're on Strava.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I thought so. I thought
Yeah,
for sure
the heart rate things. I've got some health issues going on. That's why I got the watch.
Yeah. Good call. So you're on Strava, but you're not on Zwift, right? Because you don't have a trainer.
Yeah, I don't even have a trainer.
Yeah. It's you're not missing anything. You're not missing anything great, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I hear it's quite the grind even on Zwift.
I have to save up, and we talk about this usually in every podcast, but like who are your favorite YouTubers that you always have to watch? And one of my favorites is Cletus McFarlane, number one, because awesome. that's just kind of where I came from. I came from, I definitely grew up in the car scene.
Okay.
And
yeah, I think
his videos are super long. His videos are usually like 15, 20, 25 minutes long. So if I save up like 2 or 3 of those, I'm like, good. I can sit down on that. I can sit down on that trainer and knock out an hour and a half and just watch videos.
There's a lot of car culture, mountain bike culture crossovers. A lot of the people I used to autocross with, they're also mountain bikers now too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. To me, it was an easy transition. Like when I stopped like drag racing. Okay. And kind of got out of and just bought, started buying trucks instead of cars and stopped building cars and started building bikes. Like I kind of always built bikes when I was very young, but that was the technical outlet, mechanical outlet for me, right? Okay. Instead of wrenching on cars, I could wrench on bikes. And instead of working on one car, now I have a fleet of bikes that I have to constantly upgrade and work on, and it's definitely the wrenching like outlet for me, and the upgrading and the tinkering. Yeah, because that was always, mountain biking is very progression is what keeps people going, right? The more you ride, the better you get, the more you're upgrading your parts and you're upgrading your gear, and you get that feedback, right? You get that instant feedback, and it feels good when you go faster, or it feels good when you get more air on a jump, or you clear a jump, or you clear a climb that's super rooty because maybe you got a new bike, or maybe you got more fitness, right? It's progression, right? And that's how it was for me with cars. It was like, every time you'd swap out some parts on your car, you go back to the drag strip, see what you did, you know what I mean? And you'd work on how to become a better driver and how to work on the cars, how to tune them, all of that. It's very similar, very, very similar. Let's see. I think this is a new guy. New guy in this. Is this one of your?
So Rich, he used to live down literally the next town over. And, he now moved to Colorado, Denver area.
Nice.
So he's a flatland. So he ran, I think it's called Flatlanders MTB.
Okay.
When he was in Chicago, and now he's out where it's not flat anymore.
No kidding. Yeah, man, I'm still recovering honestly from the elevation. Every time I go out there, I struggle with it for a couple of days after I get back. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but this is the first stream ever where I don't have a drink.
Oh,
I'm not drinking anything. I have water. I've been drinking water. Yeah, I'm 4 days sober from Breckenridge.
Wow.
Because I've been trying to get some hydration back in my body.
Yeah.
Overrated piece of bike tech that's trending. Ooh, that's a great question.
So
man. I like this.
I have a video I did, the $12,000 pivot Mach 429.
I saw that one.
With the Fox Livewire.
Yeah,
$12,000.
Yeah.
Unless you're at the top level of competitiveness, fitness, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Overrated. What's the most overrated? I would say, I think for me, the most overrated is the electronic shifting.
Okay.
Because the benefits I think are the most minimal out of that group there. Because like there's huge benefits to carbon frames and wheels. The geometry, I think there's huge benefits to geometry in the right scenario. Same with like the bigger travel enduro bikes, but you could put a cable shifter on it and it would be the same. Like, I get it. It's cool. I think it's cool. I don't have any electronic shifting yet. I look at it all the time. I'm not gonna lie.
I bought it.
I just haven't bought it yet.
When I was having shifting problems, I was like, dang it, we're going to Pisgah. I have to either get a new derailleur, new cassette, or new shifter. Something's going wrong.
Yeah.
And then we were at a group ride, and the local bike shop had a sale.
So what'd you go with?
I got the GX Axis system.
That's the one I keep looking at.
At first, it was like, this doesn't feel any different. There's not that much benefit. But, as time goes on, it's like, this is actually pretty nice. You can adjust individual gears. Like if you have one gear that's a little bit tweaked, you can adjust just that position. The pushing the button is effortless compared to, when you move
it's cool.
Your cog.
It's certainly cool. Like Jeremy Mountain Goat, he's all about it. He's got it on a couple bikes, and I think it's really cool. I just don't know, like if I'm going to spend, if I could take, let's say $600 and take $600 and put it towards something like going from an aluminum to a carbon wheel set, that's a major, like to me, that's a huge difference in the way a bike rides, or going from a aluminum mountain bike to a carbon mountain bike. I would rather take that $600 and apply it to that type of improvement. Like, I feel like I'll get there. Like, I'm going to get there, right? Like, one of my bikes is probably going to have access on it like this year, I'm sure.
Right.
But as far as this list is concerned, I think the shifting is the most overrated. That's my opinion. What do you think, Jason? What's your choice on this list?
Slacker Geos. That's I don't think how much slacker can things get?
Well, that's true. Yeah.
How much steeper can a downhill get? 90 degrees.
Yeah. My Ibis has got a pretty slack head tube on it for being a trail bike. It's pretty slack, and I love it. Like, it's very noticeable. Not best idea for backcountry, all electronics, no grow. Yeah, true that. Yeah, agreed. And that's that's the other thing I keep struggling with. I'm like, man, I could definitely appreciate getting rid of a shifter cable, but then, like, if you look at my mountain bikes, I still got a cable for the dropper. I still got cables for the brake line. So it's like, it's still got cables. Yes, it's one less. It's better. I'm all about it.
The running joke is wireless braking.
Yeah. And I have. Go ahead.
Waste. Well, I don't have one. The Axis dropper. It's like $900.
Yes.
Like,
yeah. But the fact that you can, like, for me, I look at like the 27.2 Axis dropper for like gravel bikes.
Oh, okay.
Is interesting because, number one, it's cheaper. It's like $600. But you can put it on multiple bikes. Like, I have 3 or 4 different bikes that have 27.2 seat posts. So I could, depending on the bike I'm riding, I could take it off.
You don't have to run a cable. Bike. Yeah.
So I could see I could appreciate that, but that dropper, that's crazy money. And I love the look. Like BKXC, he does a lot of POV, right? And his POV on his bike, like with those 2 electronic shifters and just the brake cables, like that, I think looks pretty cool. But I wouldn't be able to do that because I'm not spending $800 on a dropper that I already spent $200 on.
When you're BKXC and stuff's supplied to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Different story.
Yeah. Well, we're nearing the hour and a half mark here. So
wow. Yeah.
Anything else before we wrap up here? I think as far as what I got here, we kind of covered everything. I just want to make sure that Anybody who's watching who's not subscribed to Jason, please do so. I'm sure there's going to be some good content coming, more good content coming from his side, and plenty of good stuff to watch right now. So if you haven't subscribed to him, please do subscribe to him and his chicken. And I think it's going to be a good summer. I'm excited for a lot of things to come here. There's some good stuff coming. I'm glad we made it all 6 streams.
Yeah.
I didn't give up. I think it went well. Everybody was fun. Everybody was cool. The chat's been really fun. Definitely got to meet some new people. Excited to meet some of these people in real life and become real friends rather than e-friends. I appreciate e-friends, but
definitely
I appreciate e-friends even more. Real friends.
Meet.
Yeah, Greg, thanks. You've been along for almost all of these, so I appreciate you. Yeah, man. You I think I just checked out. I gotta shoot you a sub. You got some good videos too, so I will take care of that as soon as I get out here. But yeah, it's been good. I'm stoked.
Yeah,
I'm stoked.
It's great.
I'm stoked that winter is just about over.
It's been
going
mild.
We're headed to Cuyuna Lakes this next weekend.
Okay.
I think that'll be a wrap for fat biking for me. So
okay.
Yeah. By the way, I didn't mention that we did fat bike in Breckenridge, and it was hard.
Okay.
It was hard. It was very, very hard.
The elevation probably didn't help.
It's tough. It was extremely tough. It was a very short ride. It was like 6 miles. It took us like an hour, but really cool scenery, obviously. Rented bikes. The whole story will be in my next video. Probably next Wednesday, I'll have that video up for you guys. Cool. So you can check that out. It was pretty interesting. It was a cool spot, but an interesting ride because it was so difficult. But that'll be out next Wednesday. And then after that, it'll be the Cuyuna. So I'm going up with Sarah, my wife. So we're going to do some fat biking up in Cuyuna with her sister and my brother and sister-in-law up there. So that'll be fun. So and then after that, I think you guys are going to start seeing content from the new secret bike that's coming my way.
Cool.
So I'm excited.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. And I think that wraps it up. We'll make sure to subscribe to, like I said, his YouTube channel and then his Instagram if you haven't already. And if you're not following me, also do that, because I think Instagram, I say it every time, I think Instagram is the easiest, funnest way to follow creators, in my opinion, especially with the stories and stuff like that. I say it all the time. That's my favorite way to just do quick, content is my favorite. That's my favorite way. Insta stories are so fun.
Same here.
They're super fun to make. You can get creative and it's fast and it's fun. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks, Jason. Yeah. Appreciate you coming on. Thanks for taking the time. Absolutely. We'll hopefully see you maybe in the spring, or we really need to talk about the Silver Lake single speed.
Yes.
I think that's a really good idea. I think we should do that. So we'll talk about timing on that. But right. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, everybody. You guys have a good rest of the week, and stay safe.
All right.
We'll see you.
Take care.